we've lost Dale Earnhardt.
The roar of the crowd, the lights, the glory. For a moment, everything feels immortal. But sometimes, in the blink of an eye, celebration turns to silence. Behind every cheer lies a story, and behind every game, a heart that beats until it doesn't. Today, we remember the champions who took their final breath doing what they loved, right in front of thousands who never imagined it would be their last moment. Pero Aguayo Jr., the match that ended in silence. Pero Aguayo Jr. was a symbol of Mexican wrestling pride, known for his fierce style and electric charisma. Born in Mexico City in 1979, he carried his father's legacy into the ring, becoming a beloved star in lucha libre. On March 20th, 2015, fans in Tijuana packed the arena for what seemed like another thrilling night of action. Aguayo Jr. teamed with Manic to battle Rey Mysterio Jr. and Extreme Tiger. The match was fast-paced, packed with signature moves, until one devastating moment changed everything. As Mysterio delivered his iconic 619, Aguayo Jr. misjudged the timing. His neck struck the ropes awkwardly, and he collapsed motionless. Many thought it was part of the performance, until it wasn't. Despite immediate medical efforts, he was pronounced dead from cervical spine trauma. At just 35, Aguayo Jr.'s sudden passing shocked the wrestling world. His final moments serve as a painful reminder of the hidden dangers behind the spectacle of wrestling, where every move can have life-altering consequences. Dale Earnhardt, the final lap that shook NASCAR. Dale Earnhardt wasn't just a racer, he was NASCAR's beating heart. Born in 1951, the Intimidator built his legend on fearlessness, claiming 7 Winston Cup Series titles with his iconic black number. 3-car roaring through the circuits. February 18, 2001 marked NASCAR's biggest race, the Daytona 500. With fans packed into the stands and millions watching, Earnhardt raced fiercely, protecting the lead of his teammate and son on the final lap. But in a split second, it all unraveled. A sudden collision sent Earnhardt's car slamming into the wall at nearly 160 miles per hour. At first, it seemed survivable, until the radio stayed silent. Dale was gone, killed instantly by a fatal head injury. His death rocked NASCAR, forcing the sport to confront safety like never before. It led to life-saving reforms, mandatory head restraints, safer barriers, and stricter car designs. Dale's final lap became a tragic turning point, transforming the sport forever. His legacy remains, not just in records, but in every life saved on the track since that fateful day. Tommy Hanson, the pitcher who collapsed before his prime. Tommy Hanson, standing tall at 6 feet 6 inches, was once a rising force in Major League Baseball. Known for his explosive fastballs and sharp curveballs, he quickly became a key player for the Atlanta Braves and Los Angeles Angels. By 29, Hanson had notched 49 career wins and earned a reputation as one of baseball's most promising young pitchers. But on November 9th, 2015, everything came to a sudden end. Hanson was attending a casual event in Atlanta, surrounded by friends and fans, when he unexpectedly collapsed. Despite being rushed to Piedmont Hospital, he passed away later that night. The cause was catastrophic organ failure, triggered by cocaine and alcohol toxicity. His death shocked the baseball world, exposing hidden struggles beneath the surface of athletic success. Hanson's passing sparked conversations within MLB about mental health and substance risks, serving as a grim reminder that even athletes at their physical peak can face silent battles. His story remains a sobering example of how quickly life can change. Hank Gathers, the dunk that ended in silence. Hank Gathers was a basketball powerhouse, electrifying college courts with unmatched energy. Born in Philadelphia, he became a star at Loyola Marymount University, where his talent stood out nationwide. In 1989, he made history by leading the NCAA in both scoring and rebounding, a rare achievement that had NBA scouts watching closely. On March 4, 1990, during a conference tournament game against Portland, Gathers was in peak form. Midway through the first half, he delivered one of his signature dunks, thrilling the crowd. But moments later, the excitement turned to shock. Gathers suddenly collapsed on the court, unresponsive. Despite immediate medical attention, he passed away that same day, with later reports pointing to a heart condition. His death stunned the basketball world. Loyola retired his number 44, and his story pushed sports organizations to improve health screenings for athletes. For those who witnessed it, Gathers' final dunk remains an unforgettable, tragic moment, a reminder of how quickly triumph can turn to tragedy. Antonio Puerta, the star who collapsed mid-game. Antonio Puerta was Sevilla FC's golden boy, a hometown talent born in 1984 who rose through the ranks to European glory. His left foot delivered stunning goals, helping Sevilla win back-to-back UEFA Cups in 2006 and 2007. But on August 25th, 2007, tragedy struck. During a league match against Getafe, Puerta suddenly collapsed on the pitch. Though he briefly recovered and walked off, disaster followed in the locker room where he collapsed again. Days later, the 22-year-old was gone. Doctors revealed a hidden condition, arrhythmogenic right ventricular cardiomyopathy, a rare heart disease. His shocking death sent ripples through Spanish football, prompting new cardiac screening protocols for players. Sevilla honored their fallen hero by retiring his number 16 jersey and naming their training ground after him. Puerta's death remains a painful reminder of football's hidden risks, but his legacy has helped safeguard countless athletes since. Bill Masterton, the fall that transformed hockey. Bill Masterton was known for his determination and grit, carving his path into the NHL with the Minnesota North Stars. Born in Winnipeg in 1938, fans admired his hardworking nature and fearless style. But on January 13, 1968, tragedy unfolded. During a routine game against the Oakland Seals, Masterton was checked by two players. The collision seemed ordinary until he fell backward, his unprotected head slamming onto the ice. Silence gripped the arena as he lay motionless. Despite urgent care, Masterton died 2 days later from a brain hemorrhage, becoming the only NHL player to die from in-game injuries. He was just 29. His death shocked the hockey world, prompting critical changes. The NHL soon mandated helmet use, a life-saving reform. To honor his legacy, the Bill Masterton Memorial Trophy was established, celebrating players who embody perseverance and dedication, ensuring Bill's sacrifice brought lasting safety to the sport. Dan Snyder, a hockey journey cut short. Dan Snyder wasn't born a star, but he became one through sheer will. Born in Elmira, Ontario in 1978, Snyder battled his way into the NHL, proving doubters wrong with hard work and determination. As a forward for the Atlanta Thrashers, he earned admiration for his grit, never backing down on the ice. Tragedy struck on September 29, 2003. Snyder was a passenger in teammate Danny Heatley's car when a high-speed crash left him critically injured. Thrown from the vehicle, Snyder suffered severe head injuries and fell into a coma. After 6 difficult days in the hospital, Snyder passed away on October 5th, just 25 years old. His untimely death devastated the hockey community. In his honor, the Thrashers retired his number 37, and the NHL created the Dan Snyder Memorial Award, celebrating players who show perseverance, dedication, and character. Qualities Snyder embodied every single day. Tom Simpson, the mountain that took his life. Tom Simpson was Britain's cycling pride. Born in 1937 in Haswell, England, he made history by becoming the first Brit to wear the yellow jersey in the Tour de France. His fearless spirit and raw determination made him a national hero. On July 13, 1967, during the 13th stage of the Tour de France, tragedy struck. Battling the punishing slopes of Mont Ventoux under scorching heat, Simpson began to falter. With every pedal, his body pushed past its limits. Midway up, he collapsed by the roadside. Efforts to revive him failed, and Simpson was pronounced dead shortly after. An autopsy revealed a devastating mix of dehydration, extreme heat exhaustion, and traces of amphetamines and alcohol. His shocking death forced cycling to confront its dark side, sparking stricter anti-doping rules and greater focus on athlete safety. Tom Simpson's fall remains a solemn reminder of the cost of pushing beyond human limits. Phil O'Donnell. When the beautiful game turned dark, Phil O'Donnell was the heart of Scottish football. Born in 1972 in Bells Hill, Scotland, he rose from local pitches to become a star midfielder for Motherwell FC. Fans admired his tireless energy, fierce tackles, and humble attitude. He was more than a player. He was a symbol of dedication. On December 29, 2007, during a match against Dundee United, tragedy unfolded. In the 72nd minute, moments before substitution, O'Donnell collapsed without warning. The stadium fell silent as medics rushed to help, but hours later, the heartbreaking news arrived. Phil had passed away from heart failure, aged just 35. His death shocked the football world. Motherwell retired his number 10 jersey, while clubs across Scotland introduced mandatory heart screenings. O'Donnell's story serves as a chilling reminder. Even the fittest athletes can face hidden health dangers. His legacy continues, not just through football memories, but in the lives saved through increased awareness. Duke Koo Kim, the fight that shook. Boxing Duke Koo Kim's life was built on determination. Born in 1955 in Gangneung, South Korea, Kim fought through poverty to reach the world boxing stage. His fierce style and indomitable spirit made him a symbol of hope for his country. On November 13, 1982, Kim faced American champion Ray Mancini for the WBA lightweight title in Las Vegas. The fight was intense. Both men exchanged heavy blows, pushing themselves beyond limits. By the 14th round, exhaustion gripped them. Then, a powerful right hand from Mancini knocked Kim down. He was rushed to the hospital but never recovered, passing away 5 days later from brain injuries. Kim's tragic death changed boxing forever. The sport reduced title fights from 15 to 12 rounds and introduced tougher medical checks. His story remains a painful reminder. Behind every fight, beyond every cheer, lies a human life, and safety should always come first. Chuck Hughes, the day football fell. Silent Chuck Hughes was a determined wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, known for his relentless spirit on the field. Born in 1943 in Philadelphia, Hughes worked tirelessly to earn his place in professional football. On October 24, 1971, during a game against the Chicago Bears, tragedy struck. Late in the fourth quarter, with no contact or warning, Hughes suddenly collapsed on the field. Fans and players froze as medics rushed to help. Moments later, he was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. At just 28 years old, Hughes died from a massive heart attack caused by undiagnosed coronary artery disease. He remains the only NFL player to pass away during a game. His death shocked the sports world, leading to stricter cardiovascular screenings in football. For those present that day, it was a chilling reminder of the hidden dangers athletes can face, even in peak condition. Patrick Ekeng, the whistle that marked a life cut short. Patrick Ekeng, a talented Cameroonian footballer, won hearts with his energy and passion. Born in 1990, his journey led him to Dinamo Bucharest, where his skill and determination made him a fan favorite. But on May 6, 2016, tragedy struck. Coming off the bench against Viitorul Constanța, Ekeng played just 7 minutes before collapsing near midfield, without contact or warning. Panic filled the stadium as medics rushed to his side, but attempts to revive him failed. At only 26, Ekeng died from a sudden heart attack, shocking the football community. His death exposed alarming gaps in emergency medical response and sparked urgent discussions about athlete heart screenings. Dinamo Bucharest retired his number 14 jersey, ensuring his memory stayed alive. Ekeng's tragic end served as a grim reminder. Even the strongest athletes are not invincible, and every second counts when hidden heart conditions strike. Reggie Lewis, the collapse that stunned basketball. Reggie Lewis, the quiet leader of the Boston Celtics, was known for his smooth playing style and fearless drives. Born in 1965 in Baltimore, he worked his way up to captain one of basketball's most iconic teams. With every game, Lewis embodied calm determination and rising stardom. But on July 27, 1993, during a simple off-season practice at Brandeis University, everything changed. Sprinting down court like always, Lewis suddenly collapsed. Shock rippled through teammates as panic replaced routine drills. Rushed to the hospital, Lewis was pronounced dead within hours at just 27 years old. The cause? Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, a hidden heart disease that went undetected despite earlier warnings. Lewis's sudden passing devastated fans and changed the NBA forever. His number 35 was retired, and his death prompted stricter cardiac screenings across sports. Reggie's legacy lives on, not just in Celtics history, but in protecting future athletes from silent heart conditions. Howard Glenn, football's darkest day. Howard Glenn's story remains one of football's most somber chapters. Born in 1939, Glenn was a determined offensive lineman for the New York Titans, a team that would later become the New York Jets. Known for his grit and physicality, Glenn embodied the rough-and-tumble era of early professional football. On October 9, 1960, during a hard-fought game against the Houston Oilers, tragedy struck. The hits were brutal, but like many players of his time, Glenn kept pushing through the pain, unwilling to step back. The game pressed on, but his body couldn't. By